This video will serve as a guide for sending a DAA document. The system that we will be using is the Adobe EchoSign system. Once you're in the system, you will then select Send. You will now enter the client's email. In all cases, for training purposes, we will enter the training email. You will then hover down to Document Library. This will populate a few files here, and then you're going to go ahead and scroll and select the accurate one, which is the DAA Debt Settlement AC. Once that has been selected, you will then attach and select Send. We will now wait on the document to populate. Now, the information that will be placed in this document must be accurate in order for the client to actually validate with Global Client Solution. And Global Client Solution is a third-party bank in which you use for a debt settlement program. Now, the reason for this document to be sent, if it is that the client's name was misspelled or the banking information was inaccurate, or in a few cases the client's account may have been closed with Global because they had failed validation, or for whatever the case is, now we will need to send this document to the client. Now, I'll go ahead and click on Start in order for us to actually populate the areas in which we will need to fill out. Now, if you look at the top right-hand corner, you will be able to see Next Required Field with the number 34. Now, this number represents the total amount of fields that needs to be filled out on this document. But firstly, we're going to go ahead and start with the last name, which is Training. First name, debt, and the social, which is 9 digits only, date of birth, and the client's mailing address. City, state, and the client's zip code. Now we need to enter the client's number. Next, the name of the client's bank, which in our case we will go ahead and use Chase Bank. Now the routing number. The routing number is 9 digits only, so ensure that you get the 9 digits. And we're going to go ahead and enter the client's account number. We'll then move on to the state. Now, once you scroll down on this document, you will be able to see amount of initial debit. Now, this represents the amount that the actual client is qualified for their monthly payments. Now, in our case, we'll go ahead and use $244.43 as an example, and we're going to be required to enter the month, the date, and the year. Now we're going to go ahead and enter the actual month and the date. And each time that you actually enter a number, you're going to have to select Tab or just hover the mouse over to the actual areas that you will need to enter. In my case, I prefer to actually use the Tab. It goes much faster, as you don't want to have the client online while you're doing this and taking them. Now, as you can see, the dates are actually populated here automatically once you enter the first one, but we have to manually add the remainder here. Now, once that has been through, this will populate right here, and you will then select Click to Send. As you can see, the document has been filled out, and the numbers that you would typically see here has been erased. So we're going to go ahead and click on Send, and the document will be sent to the client, in which it will require their signature, so you're basically going to have to walk them through that process as well. There we go.